Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Herschel 20-liter Travel Daypack. And I actually wasn't aware that they had released a travel line, but as usual you guys came through with some great suggestions in the comments, so I was able to not only pick up the 20-liter Daypack, but also the 30-liter travel backpack that is also a part of the same line. I'm still in the process of testing this out, but I'll be releasing an in-depth review for it in the next couple of weeks, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss when that one comes out. And for today, we're going to be focusing on the smaller Daypack. And so I've been testing this out for the past couple of weeks, and so far it's been an okay experience. I had pretty high expectations after my experience with Herschel's Pop Quiz backpack, but there was just something about the way that the organization was laid out in this bag that just didn't really work out well for my packing style. So definitely some areas for improvement here in my opinion, but I'm excited to share it with you guys. So let's just jump in and take a closer look at the 20-liter Travel Daypack from Herschel. Starting out with the outside of the bag, I really like the minimalistic and modern aesthetic that this has. I feel like it's going to work great in a variety of environments compared to something like the Pop Quiz, which looks a little bit more traditional and seems more like a school backpack. I feel like I could definitely walk into the office or around the city with this and it's going to look great. The bag is offered in a variety of colors. The version that we have here is sort of a heathered gray, but if you want to see the other colorways that are available, I definitely recommend checking out Herschel's site. Continuing along the outside of the bag, it's made out of a pretty lightweight polyester material that reminds me a little bit of the material that we saw in the Herschel Pop Quiz. I did feel like the material in that one was a little bit thicker, so I'm a little bit concerned about the longevity of this bag, and I wish they would have used something more rugged like the ballistic nylon that we see in some of Air's bags. On top of that, the bag has some pretty well protected zippers for the main areas. They seem to have a decent amount of covering to help keep your stuff protected. I don't think these are YKK or anything like that, so I do wish that something more durable had been used, but they've been working okay so far. As far as the capacity, as I've mentioned a few times, the bag comes in at around 20 liters, which is normally a really good daily bag size, and for the most part I was able to fit everything that I typically like to carry with me in here pretty easily, but I did notice that because the bag is divided into a few different compartments, it was a little bit harder to deal with bulkier items than with other similarly sized bags that we've looked at in the past. But if you like to have a little bit more organization and separation for everything that you carry with you, this is going to be a good size, and I really like the slim silhouette that it has. The bag looked great while I was wearing it. It didn't stick out awkwardly. It made it very easy to walk around crowded areas, and if I had to jump into any public transit such as a bus or a train, it would have been very easy to do so. And then another benefit of the slimness of the bag is that I think it makes it easier to wear with a little bit more of a professional outfit, so just a really nice size and silhouette all around. At the top of the bag, there's a comfortable handle that has a nice amount of padding, a very soft gel-like material that's going to make it very easy to carry the bag around when you don't want to wear it. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're on the outside is that the bag does have a water bottle compartment on each side, but they are very difficult to use. They have no stretch, so if you have anything that's a little bit thicker, it's not going to be able to fit in there. I definitely wasn't able to fit the water bottle that you've seen in all my other daily bag videos. That's actually inside of the bag, so this might work for holding a small plastic bottle or a really thin umbrella. So I really wish they would have added some sort of elasticity here to make these a little bit easier to use. Jumping into the straps and the back paneling, the bag has actually been pretty comfortable to wear. The straps offer a nice amount of padding. They're pretty thick and soft, and they also have a nice mesh-like material on the inside to prevent moisture from building up. On top of that, they have a nice width to prevent them from digging into your shoulders, even when you're wearing the bag with a lot of weight. There is no sternum strap included, but I really don't think that that's too bad because this is a little bit of a smaller bag. And then moving into the back paneling, this is a little bit of an improvement over the back panel that we saw on the Herschel Pop Quiz, which didn't have any sort of padding, so I really like that they've added a little bit of padding here. It has a mesh-like material like the straps, which does help prevent moisture from building up. This isn't a very thick padding. It's definitely not like what we saw on the straps, which I would have preferred a lot more, but it's still better than not having anything here. And then another benefit of this padding is that it offers this nice luggage pass-through, so if you're walking around the airport and you don't want to wear the bag, you can rest it on your suitcase. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag does offer a lot of different places for you to separate out your stuff. And so the first one that we're going to take a look at is on the outside. It's just a very simple quick access compartment. It's a pretty tall area, and I like the flap comes over the zipper to help keep this protected because the teeth on this are a little bit more exposed. So very simple pocket here. Nice amount of space for thinner and taller items. Currently what I have in here, first off, is my full-size moleskin notebook. And then I also just have a lightning cable to charge my phone or my iPad. And even with the items that I currently had in there was plenty of leftover space, so if I wanted to put something like my Kindle or even my GoRuck wired up with all my dongles and cables, it would have fit in here pretty comfortably. One thing about this compartment is that it is really tall and there's no internal organization, so everything will tend to kind of slip down towards the bottom. So if you put in something smaller, it might be a little bit hard to kind of find everything in here, but I really like how easy it is to get to this compartment. You can swing the bag around and just grab this while you're still wearing it. So nice amount of space here. Next up, there is a larger tech accessory area that has a lot of internal slip pockets. And so opening this up, it has a pretty wide opening so you can see what's on the inside. This pocket is actually pretty deep. It goes down all the way to the bottom of the bag. So if you have something a little bit taller, there is some space if you want to throw something like a jacket or some gloves. Most of my stuff is in the larger main area that we'll take a look at in a second. I really just use this for some of my smaller accessories to take advantage of all the different little pockets that it has here. And so the first one that we'll take a look at is just this larger slip pocket on the back of this organizer area. And this is gonna be a great spot to put something like a tablet. Currently what I have in here is my iPad mini 2, and that fits in there very comfortably. This area isn't padded, so it's not necessarily meant to hold a tablet. It doesn't have any sort of felt lining, but it is elevated off the bottom of the compartment. This organizational area doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so if you do happen to drop your bag, if you place a tablet here, it is gonna be a little bit more protected. Moving down a little bit, there's another smaller slip pocket here that has a similar Velcro closing. And so this is pretty slim. Currently what I have in here is just my Apple Magic Mouse, but this would have been a good spot to put something like a portable battery or a smaller portable hard drive. And then on the front of this slip pocket, there's just a few elastic bands where you could place things like dongles or cables. Currently what I have in here is my USB-C hub for my Touch Bar MacBook Pro. And then I also have a simple stylus and then a little nail clipper as well. On the other side of this organizer panel, there is a small lanyard and plastic clip where you can hang your keys so you can easily find them. Currently what I have in here is just my Gerber dime on an S carabiner clip. And then the last pocket here is a small zippered area that's kind of a mesh plastic hybrid, so you can see what's on the inside of the compartment very easily, but it might also be a good spot to put something like some Neosporin or contact solution, something that might spill. It feels like this material is gonna help keep it contained to this compartment, so very interesting choice here. And so in here, I just have some smaller accessories. I really just have a simple lightning cable to use with my portable battery. And then I also have a spare battery for one of my point and shoot cameras. This is a pretty deep pocket, so if you put something smaller, it can be a little bit difficult to reach. As you can see, this goes further than the length of my fingers, so be careful with any small accessories that you happen to place in here, as you do kind of have to reach down a lot to be able to grab them. But still, a nice amount of space here. Like how many different areas there are to kind of keep your stuff separated and easy to find. And then moving into the main compartment, this is a top-loading bag, but I like how low the zippers come down along the side, which makes it very easy to load and unload the bag. So opening the compartment up, a decent amount of space here. I like how much this flap comes up to make it easy to see everything that's in the main area. It's not gonna be great for holding bulkier items. There's a little bit of leftover space here, but if I had placed anything larger like a pair of shoes or a lunchbox, it would have started to press up against the other areas of the bag. And so I really just tried to keep it a little bit simpler, but with 20-liter bags, I would have expected to be able to have a little bit more flexibility in what I could actually place inside. And so jumping into the items that I currently have here, first off is my Beats Studio wireless headphones. And then down near the bottom, I have the water bottle that you've seen in all my other daily bag videos. Even though there were pockets on the outside, I was sad to have to actually place this in the main area because it didn't fit. After that, I have my Able Carry stash pouch, which just has some of the smaller tech accessories that I typically carry with me. And then I have my Levitate portable standing desk. And then the last thing here is just a simple folder to hold all my papers and receipts. And so now with the compartment empty, you can get a better feel for the volume. And it does come out a decent amount, but it's kind of hard to take full advantage of the space because it's shared with all these other compartments on the front. So you have to be a little bit strategic in how you pack this out. And then I was also happy to see that there is a little bit of internal organization in this area. There's these nice large slip pockets here near the top to keep some of these accessories easy to find so that they don't fall all the way to the bottom. And so in this first one, I just have my portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. And then next to that, I have my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. So really like how much volume these pockets offer here. Plenty of space for holding some of your bulkier accessories that don't fit in the slimmer compartments in the front. And so the last thing we're gonna take a look at is the laptop sleeve, which is on the back of the main compartment. And so this has a really nice soft fleece lining on both sides to help prevent against scratching. And even though it is technically padded, it is a pretty flimsy amount of padding. One of my favorite things about the Herschel Pop Quiz was just how rigid the padding on the laptop sleeve was. It really felt like it was gonna keep your device protected. So I was sad to see that this is a little bit flimsier. As you can see, it bends quite a bit. And then another thing that I was very sad to see is that the compartment isn't really suspended from the bottom of the bag. So when I place my bag down on the ground, I can feel the laptop making contact. So that was another thing that was really well implemented in the pop quiz. The compartment was more elevated. So overall, I feel like this offers less protection than some of the other laptop sleeves that I've seen on Herschel's bags. This is meant to hold up to a 15-inch laptop. Currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro. As you can see, there's a decent amount of space left over here on the top. It's pretty easy to get the laptop in and out. And now with the compartment empty, you can see how much it comes up. So if you have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there okay. And so even though this will do an okay job of keeping your device protected throughout the day, I still wish that the padding had been more rigid and that the sleeve had been suspended to add that extra bit of peace of mind. So a pretty good job overall of offering a decent amount of organization and a stylish package, but for the most part I was a little bit disappointed using this bag, and I do think there are going to be some better options to check out in this price range. And so to wrap up, it's been a little bit of a mixed experience testing out the 20-liter Travel Daypack. The bag has a nice look and some interesting organizational options, but they're not always very easy to use, and I do think the bag is a little bit high in price for the quality that it offers. And so you can purchase this on Amazon or Herschel's site for around $80 to $90. And at that price range, I think there's a lot of great bags that are going to be able to offer a little bit better quality and organization. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of was the OnePlus Travel Backpack, which we looked at a while back. And I won't say that that one has a significantly better quality than this bag, but I did like how the organization was laid out. It was a lot more comfortable to wear. It was able to hold a ton of stuff very easily. And it's just going to be a great alternative if you're looking for a similarly styled bag in the same price range. The next bag this made me think of was the Timbuktu Command Backpack. And they don't necessarily look the same, and the Command Backpack is going to be a little bit bigger, but its quality is going to be substantially better. It just feels like it's going to hold up well over the longer term. It has some nice organization that's a lot easier to use than the one we saw on this bag. So if you're looking for something reliable that's going to offer plenty of space and still have a pretty professional look, I definitely recommend you check that one out. If you have a little bit of a higher budget, another good option to take a look at would be something like the Recycled Firefighter 24-hour backpack. That's one of my favorite daily bags. It has plenty of space, a very simple organizational layout that works really well. It is going to come in at around $160, but if you want something with a simple layout that you know is going to hold up very well, that's going to be a great option to keep in mind. Another good option similar to this style of bag, if you have a little bit of a higher budget, is going to be something like the Air Flight Pack 2. That bag has a really nice professional look, very solid build quality, and it's also nice that it has the ability to be used as a briefcase or a shoulder bag. On top of the versatility and durability, it also has some really nicely laid out organization, and it's able to hold a bunch of stuff. So if you're looking for a sleek bag that's going to be able to hold up well and have a similar aesthetic to this, the Air Flight Pack 2 will be a great option to look at as well. If you're a fan of Herschel products and you don't need something that has this more professional look, I still recommend taking a look at the Pop Quiz backpack. I was very impressed with how well that works. It's just an all-around everyday bag. It has one of the best laptop compartments that I've seen across any day bag, some very simple organization, and a very nice classic look. It also comes in at under $100, so if you're looking for the best day bag that Herschel has to offer, the Pop Quiz will be a great option to keep in mind. And so the last option that I'll mention here is the Initech Business Laptop Backpack. That comes in at around $40 to $45, so if you have a little bit of a tighter budget and you're looking for a professionally styled bag with some nice organizational options and that's going to hold up fairly well, I definitely recommend you check that one out. With all that being said, the 20-liter Travel Daypack was by no means terrible to use. It still had a nice look and some interesting features. I just think there's a lot of great options to consider, and I really wish Herschel would have been able to do a little bit better job with this one here. So if you decide to take a look at this one, I think you should be okay for the most part, but there are definitely some other options I would recommend taking a look at. And so I'm curious to hear what you guys think of the Travel Daypack, and if any of the issues that I called out are deal breakers for you. And if there are other bags in this style that you think would be good options for me to check out, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you guys again for the awesome suggestions and for the support. And if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.